Hi, my name's Tim Mulrooney. I wanted to welcome everyone to Geography 2020 online GIS class. In this particular class, we're going to focus on spatial data and how to facilitate spatial decision making. When I use the word spatial implies data that can be placed onto a map. So in this class, we're going to focus a lot on maps and then all the data that we can put onto a maps. If you can see here, this is Canvas. We've migrated at NCCU from Blackboard to Canvas. So in the process, it's been a steep learning curve for me. But most of my classes are going to be very consistent in the way that they're going to set up. I'm going to show you how this looks. So if this is for a slightly different class, the class 9 might be a little different or the semester might be different, but it's going to look and feel the same way. When you go to your home page, you'll see my logo, which may be different, but our Geography 20 Introduction to GIS, and I have a short welcome to GIS. On the right, for this particular class, I've posted a number of assignments. Your class, I may not. But in the left here, you'll see announcements, syllabus, modules, assignments, quizzes, discussions, and then I have other things like collaborations or link to your Office 365 or anything like that. And so the main thing that we're going to be working with in this class is modules. Previously, in my Blackboard classes, these modules, I had chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 listed down the left. The navigation here in Canvas doesn't really allow for that easily. So under modules, you'll see what I have here under modules. I have a class overview, instruction, I've got course information. I'll be posting videos here on how to do, submit homework and things like this, including this video. But we'll start with our lectures, and these are listed sequentially. And so the very first thing that we do here is Introduction to GIS. If I click on the syllabus, and typically what I like to do is right mouse click and open it in a new tab. And then you can see the syllabus that I have for this particular semester right here. And so you can see I have it for this semester. I've kind of moved it over a little bit here. And so here I'm talking about summer 2023. I've got the breakdown final exam, quizzes, assignments. They're each worth 1/3. Where typically in my online GIS classes, we offer 1 final exam. We offer 4 quizzes. We also offer 10 hands-on labs. The labs are worth 10 points, or the exercises. The quizzes are worth 25 points, and the final exam is worth 100. The quizzes and final exam are all open note and open book, and they're just based on the lecture material and the hands-on material that we cover. In this class, we're relatively hands-on. We'll be working with something called ArcGIS Online if you're taking the online class, which is just an online version of our desktop software that allows us to look at maps, analyze spatial data, and make decisions about phenomena like crime and census data and air quality, covering a number of different disciplines that people taking online GIS may want to do. I also offer 3435, which covers the desktop GIS software, and then more advanced geostatistics and applied GIS classes. And you can see here, this is what we cover right here. And so we've got our exercises. In this particular summer class, I've posted all the due dates because I know, because it's a relatively short class. But for your particular class that we're covering, I might post due dates a little bit later depending upon holidays and how things are going. And I get a better feel of everything. In the announcement tab, I'll post any announcements. You can see right here, I don't have any announcements since I'm recording this before the semester starts. Under syllabus, syllabus just pulls from the modules, and I'll kind of circle back to that in a second here. But under syllabus, this has a list of all the exercises and their particular due dates right here. And so if you're taking one of my fall or spring classes, there only might be 2 or 3 assignments listed, and as we go through, I'll add more and more. We have the assignments, which are the same thing, just broken down differently, so you can see the assignments, their due date. And then I've got my quizzes, finals, so any type of deliverable assignment, quiz, discussion board assignment, or anything like that will be linked here. And then here I've got the quizzes. All of these will be accessible through modules. So like I said before, I'm still trying to get the feel of Canvas myself, but everything will be available through modules. And so under these modules right here, we'll be starting at Introduction to GIS. And under each of these introductions here, or under each of these headings, I've got some learning objectives, what we plan to learn. I've got a introduction to the GIS book materials right here. And so if you actually right mouse click, I've downloaded the book, scanned the book in, and then this is the book that we're kind of talking about right here. And then I've got the lecture material as a PowerPoint, and then I have the exercises. And so I can click on exercise 0A, and the exercises are relatively easy to do. You can see already here, it's kind of been ready to go. But typically when we do the exercises, we download the exercise, and all you're going to be doing is submitting the Word document to me. So I'm going to open up this thing called exercise 0A, and I'm going to follow the directions. When we do quiz reviews, I'll talk a little bit about how to do exercise 0A. Those will typically be done a little bit later in the week, but I'll give a quick overview here. And so in exercise 0A, all we're going to do is just follow the directions, answer it in a color, and in this particular instance, we're going to go to the Guilford GIS website. I live over in Greensboro, Guilford County, and you're going to go to our GIS Explorer, and you're just going to answer these questions right here. You're going to go to part 2. You're going to click on the link for the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Resources mapper. Click on that. Answer some questions about that. And then you'll go to the North Carolina COVID-19 dashboard. Answer some questions about that so we can turn these spatial data. And then we'll go to another place called GJC, which is the GIS Jobs Clearinghouse that I've actually got a job with 20 some years ago. We'll go to that. And we will be linking, answering some questions about some of the GIS job potential out there. But what you'll be doing is you'll be just typing in the questions here, typing in the answers right here. So this plus, it asks what does the plus button mean right here, or whatever I want to do. I'll answer the questions here. And so by looking at the themes, what's the goal of the map? The goal of the map is, is to whatever here. And make sure you put it in a slightly different color. I asked for that because back in Blackboard days it would convert it to a PDF, and sometimes it made the document, it changed the document from this original format to something that looks a little different. So I was able to kind of tease out the answers that you were looking for when I went through and graded those. So I can click close, and when I'm done here, I'm just going to click upload. And so I can upload a file, my Canvas files, a webcam, or I can just click upload, and I can go and navigate to the file that I had just created. And so even though there isn't any computer use required, it still elicits that you understand, make sure you save files correctly, make sure you just, when you click save, make sure you save it in the right location, and you name these correctly. You can turn it as .doc or PDFs, but my computer isn't able to understand dot pages. So anything done in the map or Google Docs or anything like that will need to be converted. Or if you really need to, you can just cut and paste the actual text in there, and it should bring it in there with my answers. So we've got a couple different ways to submit it. Personally, I prefer a Word document or PDF, but if need be with the text, you can cut and paste it in. Make sure you just follow the directions. So now when I go back to my modules right here, I've got my exercise 0A, my exercise 0B, and then we start with the book. Once again, I have the learning objectives. I've got the book, the actual book. And so make sure you get used to this. Make sure you get used to reading this. So if I right mouse click and click on the lecture material, this is the PowerPoint that I typically give. And then I have the book material, and typically I will also record the lectures here. So there should be some book material, lecture material that I've posted in here as well. And then for the exercise right here, you can click on the exercise. It'll work the same way. You just go and follow the directions. We download the data right here, and then we can do the same exact thing here. Okay, so I can download the data. Here it says we're going to start following in the book. We will start following the book right here. And so I'll give a little bit more detail when we get on that. But this is just a short little introduction. Okay, when we go to home, I can also navigate through here. This will just take us to those different places. And so if we need to post a particular question here about the class, I'll have something there. But it's fairly easy to navigate. You know, your go-to places is going to be your modules. It's arranged a little different than Blackboard, so just pay attention to those, and we should be good to go. And so as the semester progresses, I'll be posting some things about the quizzes, kind of some updates on assignments. I do that whenever we have a quiz. So for summer class, it's going to be every week. For our face-to-face classes, those are for our kind of semester, spring, fall semester, those are typically be about every 3 weeks, where I'll go through the exercises, go through the quizzes, and post that in the announcements as well. So I look forward to a great semester. Let me know of any questions.